Jamaicans, where you at? Lottie. Oh man, I can't wait till we talk about him. Oh, we having our good old debate. One more again, Jamaican horns. Welcome to the Real Fantasy Playmakers. I'm your host, Bogard Scott Free, with my esteemed colleague, the Guru, the Steamboat himself. How you doing, Goo?
Oh man, I'm good. Just checking in from a local payphone. You know what I'm saying? Ready to get this get active. You know what I'm saying? Checking out the slate.
There you go. There he goes with the payphone talk. You know you're in the middle of Area 51. Relax.
Allegedly. I cannot confirm or deny these reports.
Jamaican horns. All right. So right out the gate, follow us at the GMM Network. Subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and leave a comment. You know what I'm saying? All that shit. We normally say that in the end, but we're going to hit them right out the gate with that. Follow me at Bogart Scott Free World. Follow the Goo himself, Steamboaty. You know what I'm saying? At the Guru 408 on all platforms. What we talking about, Goo? We're doing rankings, right?
It's time to stand up or sit down. You know what I mean?
So
getting busy. Running back receivers heavy today. You know what I'm saying? Trying to win some matchups, and a lot of people desperate for wins out there. It is getting to that point where it's getting crucial. So you know what I mean? We got to get these right. You know what I'm saying? So we're just breaking it all down. We're breaking it down for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Not for us, for you guys.
And it's our pleasure to do so.
Our loyal viewers. And I gotta say one thing, man. I appreciate our humble beginnings. You know, all of our loyal listeners.
You mean the playmakers, Goo?
The playmaker, all of the local playmakers. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all.
Shout out to the playmakers.
Keeping those views. You know what I mean? At least it ain't we're getting into double digits. You know, I take that as a victory. For sure. So I just want to shout out all the local playmakers at one time. Yeah, Jamaican horns for the
Jamaican horns. Yo, as usual, I done sent my running back and receiver rankings to the good old chap, the Goo, and he's gonna nitpick them. We're gonna stand them up against ECR. You know, that in parentheses expert consensus rankings, and
sir.
And, we're just going to go through the little start sits, flex-worthy guys. And I think that's it. Let's go. Let's get right into it. Go hit me with the first list. Go, Jamaicans.
I'm looking at your running back. What matchup jumps out at you is like you're worried. You're worried about somebody in like the top 20.
You know what? Why don't you go ahead and just sound? Real quick. All the rankings for both positions. And all the streaming options at tight end and quarterback will be on the IG. So everything we're referring to will be on the gram. That's at the GMM Network on IG. Okay, so running back.
All right, so that's first thing I see right there. You moved DJ up to third overall. Just want to know why you put him over guys like Dalvin Cook and Alvin Kamara, even Austin Eckler in his dream matchup.
Okay, check this out, Goo.
Show me some love for DJ right now.
Check this out, Goo. I'm thoroughly loaded on lack of sleep, right? And I went through these rankings. You know what I'm saying? Blood, sweat, and tears. So bear with me if right off the gate I can't even remember who Arizona's playing right now. Oh, they're playing the Seahawks. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
I have them at third because the volume's gonna be there, and with that weak secondary in Seattle, I think this might be the first game. And I say might, and that's underlined in capital bold, might be the first game that we see Arizona might be in this little driver's seat. You know what I mean? Because the pass rush hasn't been the greatest. That's probably the greatest. That's probably the strongest.
Arizona's going to kind of run this game, take control of it?
They got so many. All right. Do you remember the four wides? The three wide receiver sets that were attacking Seahawks from the Bengals. Remember week 1? They couldn't handle all the speed everywhere. They couldn't do it. And you know what I'm saying? The schemes. This is going to be something we've never seen. That Seattle's never in the Pete Carroll era. We're talking about 4 wide receiver sets religiously. 2, double slot receivers on the field. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be some shit. I mean, obviously Pete Carroll's one of the better coaches, but he's also old and senile, if you ask me. And that has nothing to do with my take. But I have DJ there. It's PPR.
I was about to ask you that. It's funny you said that.
It's PPR, so he is going to catch balls out of the backfield. And in 4 wide receiver sets, we have seen him as one of those slot receivers a few times. More than a few.
Okay. One guy you did bump up into your top 20 is Frank the Immortal. Tank Gore. You put him at 19. Devin Singletary might come back. Why do you? Did you
okay. You know what? I might have missed that. I might have missed the Singletary. I haven't checked his practice report.
I'm just nitpicking you. I'm nitpicking you. You know that.
Yeah.
No, James White. Okay, I see some here. James White, 13.
Mm-hmm. You like that?
13.
You like that?
You have him 7 spots higher than ECR.
Well, because that pass rush is phenomenal. Even though they have one of the greatest line coaches in New England, that line hasn't looked so great. So the quick releases is going to be in full effect. James White, he missed last week because he had a baby. So more importantly, you want to know why he's bumped up 7 spots higher than ECR? He got baby swag. Baby swag. He's new daddy swag. And he's going to catch a ton of balls. And Sony Michel doesn't catch the ball. Rex Burkhead, Sexy Rexy himself, he was out there, doing his best James White impersonation while James White was out there becoming a dad.
I like that. Okay, fair enough. I'm with you on that. I would love to see James White get some baby swag, catches maybe house a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Jacobs, you're down on him this week. Why?
Okay, this is what's crazy. Indy has the third. After 2 weeks, they have the third worst defense against the run, right? They're kind of a funnel defense. They're better in their secondary than they are, and they've played some pretty look at how about this? What did Devontae Freeman do last week? Something. He hasn't done nothing. So that says a lot because Devontae Freeman looks trash. So I think who we on again? My bad. I'm fried. Josh Jacobs.
At Indy.
But this is why I have him low. I have them. I didn't number them specifically, but they are by 10.
You dropped him to 26.
He's at 26. Thank you.
8 spots lower than ECR.
Yeah. Anytime you bring someone up that you're questioning, also try to bring up the where they're ranked so our listeners can know.
Yes, sir.
And thank you. But I think Jalen Richard, you know what I'm saying? The Rocket Richard, you know what I mean? That's not one of my. I got that nickname for somebody else, but I love it. The Rocket Richard is going to get a lot of work, you know what I'm saying? Because I think they'll be playing from behind in this game. So,
okay.
Yeah. But one thing that's noteworthy, even, Josh Jacobs he was sick last week, and he had the groin, and it's supposedly he lost 10 pounds. He was on the IV, but on the field, he still ran 10 passing routes. So that's notable. You know what I mean? So, I could be wrong. It's fine. I don't mind being wrong about him, but he just hasn't showed me anything since week 1. And when you show out week 1, it's to me, and you don't continue that consistency. It's probably because you spent 3 months game planning for week 1.
I see that.
You know what I mean?
See that. Well, one guy I was just looking at, his name got me interested. James Conner, man. You have him ranked.
Bloody.
He's 7th. Should James Conner owners be worried, bro?
Listen,
I don't think he's
I'm about to start calling
results.
This is the make or break week for owners, but he is a must start. He's playing against.
Obviously, you're playing him if
he's
you
playing
have him,
against the Bengals. Playing against the Okay, he's not a trade just yet. Because maybe I could fuck y'all up, James Conner owners, right now. You know what I'm saying? By saying this, but if you could just wait to see him show out. Then you could sell higher if you want to get rid of that headache, which is James Conner. So far in the first 3 weeks, right? But they're playing against the Bengals. The Bengals just gave it up to Frank the Tank, the immortal one. On the ground. They just gave it up the week before that. 300 all-purpose yards on the ground and through the air to all the Niners. You know what I mean? And in week 1, Chris Carson did his thing. This is not a trend. This is the fact that they can't stop the run. Their linebacker core is weak. They're more focused on rushing the pass rushing. I mean, shit. That's pretty much. And James Conner, come with me if you want to live.
You mentioned a guy that I couldn't be more excited for his matchup. Chris Carson, man.
Yeah, I got him at number 19.
He missed practice today.
Oh no, I got him at
Arizona.
16.
You have him. You have him at 16. Yes.
He missed
PCR
practice.
at 13.
Did I miss that?
No, you got it right. I mean, no, not miss. I just think he's in for a rebound spot.
Oh yeah, and Rashad Penny. This is why he's up there. First of all, one more fumble, he could finish in the 20s. You know what I mean?
Sure. They might just go CJ Procise the rest of the game.
Exactly.
But I'm banking on a motivated Chris Carson coming out against a trash Arizona team and having a big game, holding on to the football most importantly.
Hold on 1 second,
Penny's
dude.
even going to play though, so if Penny doesn't play, then that's just even better for Carson.
Oh, the Jamaicans wanted to tell you they're Chris Carson owners. They feeling you. You know what I'm saying?
We all need that matchup. I'm a heavy Chris Carson owner. You know that. Kerryon Johnson, ranked 12. You have him ranked 12. I'm worried about his matchup. I just don't like the way that they're running the ball over there in Detroit. Period.
Yeah, and Detroit is playing against. See, here's the thing. This is why I have him at 12. He should be catching a couple balls, bro. Not even a couple, a lot. Because in matchups like this, in the past with Lions and Matt Stafford, this is a different coaching staff now, but in the history, in these type of matchups, Matt Stafford resorts to the quick dump-offs, and Danny Amendola not going to be that guy. It's going to be Kerryon Johnson. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but that's why I have him at 12.
You may be wrong, and I may take you to court on that one if it doesn't happen. I'm just saying.
Damn.
Just say it.
Sounds like one of my baby moms. I said one of them. I only got one. Love you, babe.
We have enough information. There's enough sample size to where now I'm gonna start finding people, taking you to court eventually. One guy you're really down on that you put at 21st in your rankings, Todd Gurley, 7 spots lower than the ECR has him.
Wow, that low. I knew I was lower than ECR. All right, well, this is why. They're playing against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's a Todd Bowles ran defense. Week 1, they played against our Niners. We had our running back rotation, so I couldn't, and we couldn't really get off on them. So I could, but we ate through the air with our running backs. So I couldn't really put my finger on it just yet. But I didn't think it would manifest that fast, where Todd Bowles can put his fingerprint on this defense, and any defense he has, great stop on the run. Week 2, boom, 37 yards for CMC. Last week, destroyed Saquon Barkley. You know what I mean? Entered Wayne's World for 8 weeks, or you know, if that, right? So
right.
This is steadily becoming not a trend, but really just something we have to consider when we're ranking these guys. You know what I mean? And Todd Gurley, he already doesn't catch the ball as much. He don't catch the ball as much as before. You know what I'm saying? We lost Guru. He's gonna call us back. But yeah, like I said, he's not Todd Gurley. He don't really catch the ball as much. You know what I'm saying? We're living in a day and age where if back in it where they're not using Todd Gurley like they used to. Back in the days, if you couldn't run up the gut, fine. We'll use Todd Gurley in the passing game. In this case, I think it's going to be more the attacking Tampa Bay through their weak spot, and that's through their secondary. So maybe Todd Gurley does get off. You know what I mean? Or he's ranked correctly where I have him. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we lost the goo. You know what I'm saying? We're waiting to reconnect with the goddamn goo. Almost wanna, you know what I'm saying? Hold on. What was that? Oh yeah, the Jamaicans thoroughly want to boo him. Go ahead. I told him to get the fuck out of the desert. But homeboy don't want to listen. He just want to stay all in the desert. You know what I'm saying? There we go. I told you to not be all up in that desert. You know what I mean?
Hello?
Yeah. I got you.
What happened?
Your connection. That was all you.
I don't know what happened. It just went away.
Yeah, it's all good. Just keep an eye on that because you are in the desert and that alien technology isn't as advanced as you thought. It's all good though because I
got like one bar, I guess.
It's all good. We booed the shit out of you, and then and we finished our Todd Gurley thought. So just to bring you back up to speed real quick, you know what I mean? They used to use Todd Gurley in all facets of the game.
I ran out of quarters, okay, bro? I ran out of minutes. I had to go.
It's all good, man. Sounds like a personal problem. Sounds like a personal problem. You know what I mean? But right here at the GMM Network, we are about getting more money. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? All right, so let me get out of there. One guy I would be worried about, like if you're an Aaron Jones owner, after he got the 2 touchdowns, terrible game, playing Thursday night at Philly. If you got a better option, are you rolling Aaron Jones out, or are you sit? Are you
no,
going,
because okay, I like it. How about this?
I might sit him.
I likened it to Leonard Fournette, where Leonard Fournette, he has all this volume and he can't do shit with it, right? Then you got someone like Aaron Jones, who is extremely the inverse of that and extremely efficient with his touches. So I'm starting to feel like they are knowing how to use their backfield. But I'm not mad at your sit. I mean, it's like, but you got to tell me who he's playing over him, first of all. And two, he's playing against the Eagles.
Philip Lindsay or Aaron Jones?
Philip Lindsay's playing against the Jags. It's the same thing. I'd rather play Jones because at least I know that Eagles secondary is going to be giving up so many points that there's going to be plenty of opportunity for them to carry the ball and chew clock. So, and that defense is tight at stopping the run. So it might be, it might be a lot more usage in the pass game because that is how you gash them up with your running backs. While they send that pass rush, you throw it over that motherfucker's head to the wide open running back in the flat. You know what I mean? And that's going to be Aaron Jones. So, but the Lindsay thing, I mean, you could justify playing Lindsay over Aaron Jones because Lindsay's averaging 50% of the offensive snaps in the backfield, while Aaron Jones every other week it's like they flip flop who's the 60-40 guy between the
James White or Aaron Jones.
Ooh, that's you know what? I'd probably go James White because of I obviously have him higher on the ranking.
Stay true to your ranking.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I can get off that Thursday night because Thursdays are so. I mean,
that's a big factor for me. I always have a problem with Thursday games.
Sometimes too. Sometimes in Thursdays, it can all boil down to, you know what I mean? Like, hey, it's a short week. Maybe they're gonna want to run more. But in this case, it's hard to run on the Eagles. They're a true funnel defense, and theirs is by way of being able to stop the run and not the pass. Look at me trying to sound smart. By way of. Okay, so what's up? Good. What else you got? Where are we at? We in the 30s now,
I'm just over here dialing in. I'm staring at this list, trying to pick it apart, trying to just put you on down for something I can find you on later.
Okay, well I'm gonna hit this week. I don't
know. You got Wayne Gallman ranked ahead of Devontae Freeman. Mm-hmm. Need you to explain that to me?
Okay. Ton of balls gonna be caught. You know what I'm saying? The threat
by Evan Ingram and Sterling Shepard, right?
The threat of the mobile quarterback now in NYG is going to open up some lanes for Gallman. You know what I mean? There's literally only Elijah Penny who is actually titled. I mean, he's actually carries a fullback title, right? And I mean, bro, like what? It's pretty much the only show in town against the team you could run on. You could run on the Redskins.
Do you think they're going to run the ball? I mean, you think Wayne Gallman how many carries do you think he gets? I don't know. I don't think they're just going to be. It's going to be a lot of the Daniel Jones show.
I think he'll get 18 carries.
18 carries.
Yeah, because you know what they didn't have last week? They didn't have enough run game established to hit some play action. You know what I mean?
I heard today that they worked out like 3 running backs.
Yeah, I know, but they won't get in this week.
I saw on my Yahoo app that Jay Ajayi got added in like 18,000 leagues today.
Well, because there's so many people who
he's not on the team.
So many analysts that were looking at they were like, well, what about Jay Ajayi? And because Jay Ajayi's skill set is something similar to a Saquon Barkley. When I say similar, I mean like a
just
guy
to hand it off. He's a better runner than Gallman.
Exactly. And he can Jay Ajayi can catch the ball, but
I don't think
I'm steady spreading the rumor I'm spreading the rumor that Jay Ajayi's bones, his bones are just brittle. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, you don't need. He's not on a team. I'm not saying go grab him, but the Giants are going to grab somebody in there and give him carries. So, Gallman, I'm not.
The force is telling me that they're not going to go that route. And for Saquon owners, if they do sign another running back, right? Don't let that.
It doesn't matter.
Don't let that indicate that Saquon might be even longer. This is just doing due diligence. And I still think whoever they bring in, he's going to be behind Wayne Gallman. And they're going to bring someone in, and if Wayne Gallman doesn't do well against this matchup, then he'll be just in a timeshare. This is the 1 week I'm pretty sure. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Jamaican horns that. I'm pretty sure it's just going to be him.
I'm pretty sure that if Sony Michel doesn't show up this week, it's going to be lights out for him. What do you say about that?
I mean, okay, dude, here's one thing that concerns me the most is like, you
dropped him down to 31st in your ranking.
Yeah.
7 spots. From
First of all, bad matchup. Bad matchup on the ground. 2, he's looked bad. And 3, when you look bad, Belichick is he's gonna let you know you look bad by your snap count.
You made the comment about him that he's a competitive game back. You think this would be a competitive game? Because I kind of feel like it would be.
Yeah, but personnel wise, okay, if they're winning this game fast, right? Okay, then my theory will prove correct, because then I think what's his name? Sony PlayStation 5. He's gonna do it live. But
is that a thing? Is there a PS5 coming out?
No, but that's why that's why it's his nickname.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
He's the next.
Right now he's looking like the PS2. You know what I mean?
I think that game's gonna be closer. I think he's got to do something this game. Otherwise, Rex Burkhead's gonna get.
But here's the thing: is I think
really
Rex
chopping into that work.
Sexy Rexy and James White, bro. You know what I mean? This is their type of matchup.
Sony Michel might be that Jeff Wilson running back in this offense. He might be the third
word.
Goal line.
So what you see? Like, what do you see there? 19 yards, 2 tugs.
He's gonna get a chance to show it in this game. But if he doesn't, his roles, I think it's gonna be like a 3-headed monster back there. I was hoping that he kept Rex Burkhead on the sideline, but that's not happening. So I'm worried about him. He's got to show it this week. What other running backs? We're starting to get into that spot where it's like RB4s, RB3, RB4s. Any matchups to jump out on from guys like that on the bottom half of your rankings that you like this week? I mean, the highest guy you have on the bottom half is like Shady. You got him 25th.
Yeah, and I got him. I got him and Damian Williams back to back. And mind you, if injured guys are in my rankings, it's because I have them as playing. And if they did play and they're both hurt, they'll eat into each other. That's why I have them there. Even though they could fall into the end zone easily in that high-powered offense, I just really feel, you know what I mean? It's just I have them where they belong, because they'll probably be both 12-touch guys. You know what I mean? But they could easily jump up in the rankings. My rankings will be updated on the Instagram at the GMM Network. You know what I'm saying? At a moment's notice. At a moment's notice, when any of these injuries, get explained further. Like, whether someone gets removed off the injury report or someone, doesn't practice. Thursdays and Friday practices. Like, mind you, we record this on a Wednesday night. That's why we update it during the week. This episode will be up for you guys tomorrow or today, which would be Thursday for y'all listening. I just confused the fuck out of myself. You know what I'm saying? But
okay, so wrap it up on running backs. Then I'm gonna throw out just a couple guys I like on the bottom half. Dart throw guys you might.
Okay, well, hold on real quick. Before we do that, Dalvin Cook. Do you think I got him? Do you think it's fair where I got him 5th overall?
Dalvin 5th overall?
Yeah, don't I got him 5th or 6th?
Yeah, no, you have him 6th. It's fair. I mean, it's a bad matchup against the Bears, so he can have a pedestrian game. I'm not mad at that.
But see, if he has a pedestrian game, do you think I should put him somewhere in the RB2 territory then?
Nah, he can have a pedestrian game this week. He's still fine. That's just a good defense.
When you say pedestrian, you saying good? Because I'm saying pedestrian just civilian, like regular.
Like maybe under 100 total yards, no touch.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, he can still put up double digits somehow, but with PPR. But not just he won't be like breaking and running down the field like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think. So I'm down on his matchup. But
Well, hit me with some of the dart throws, Goo.
As for those dart throw guys, I got Justin Jackson at Miami. Your boy Melvin Gordon ended his holdout today. We didn't get on that at all, but word is he's in his holdout.
See, this is why I fuck with you, Goo, because you know Justin Jackson. Oh yeah, we forgot to hit everybody with the breaking news. For those of y'all that doesn't know what the fuck is going on, Melvin Gordon has ended his holdout.
Which is what I just told them. So you could go ahead and plug Justin Jackson at Miami. That might be a blowout. He might be the Tony Pollard of this week.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Have a good role on a blowout game.
And
another guy, Burkhead. You can play Burkhead this week if you need to.
And
Cohen, I'm off Tariq Cohen. And what?
No, I'm just saying keep on going. Like more.
I was cutting you off. Other guy, maybe Jamal Williams. If you ain't got nobody, he's gonna get work. So I'm not mad at him. I don't like the matchup. Darrell Williams. Hold on to Darrell Williams if you got him.
Just hold on to all those guys.
If Damian Williams doesn't play, Darrell Williams, you can plug in there. Must start, I said. Must start flex.
Did you?
I almost said must start. He's just he's a flex guy. He's a flex starter. So other than that, those are the running backs. Put a bow on them. We're gonna jump to the other side. We're gonna go to the receivers. Julio tops the list again. You know, Keenan Allen. You put Keenan Allen number one. Man, I think we were all sleeping on Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen, baby. Well, he woke us all the fuck up last week, and it is. I tell you this much: expect a lot of that to come down with the return of one Melvin Gordon.
Yeah, I can see that. Their team is just not playing really good on offense, so Phillip Rivers is just kind of leaning on him.
He's been averaging. He's been averaging. I think it is 3 sacks a game. He got dunked 5 times last week. That line is really bad.
It reminds me of what Rodgers was doing with Adams last year.
Yep.
Like our offense is bad. This works, so we're gonna
lean on my best guy.
Until it doesn't. Yeah. So I like that. You got him number one.
Shout out to James. Fucking murdered me with Keenan Allen.
Yeah. We all passed on him for that guy.
Yeah.
Let me see. Looking at you like Michael Thomas. You put him at 5th, 3 spots higher. You're a believer in Teddy B, huh?
That secondary with the Cowboys, when there's legit competition, you know what I'm saying? Like the Scottish lad, right? You see? Oh, laddie! You know, the Scottish lad, he was definitely one of those cats that you know what I'm saying? He burned a couple of those corners on a few plays. And Michael Thomas is dominant, bro. And you know what I'm saying? They've probably had this what is it called? They had this date circled on the calendar for sure, both teams. And but I don't think they know what to expect from Teddy B. You know what I mean? There's obviously not Breeze there. It's just all kind of different scenarios, but I think the concentration of the game plan is going to be geared towards 1, Alvin and the Chipmunks, and 2, Michael Thomas, Frankenstein himself.
Tyler Lockett at Arizona. Tyler Lockett's been a beast, and they put him. ECR has him ranked at 7. You put him at 8. Arizona, though, is that going to be a game they're going to be well in control? He might not need to move the chains as heavily.
So Arizona's kind of funny because they have a horrible secondary. They continue to play man coverage and keep 8 men in the box. And it's not even like they're phenomenal at stopping the run, even with all 8 men that they've been trying to utilize. And just, you know, we're going on the past 3 weeks. They're without Patrick Peterson. All kind of reasons I can give you. Also, it's divisional, so maybe that could hinder it because maybe they're like, you know, but it's just still a young secondary in Arizona, and they just get raped every week. But the one guy that could fuck it up for all those options in Arizona is none other than the creator of Mickey Mouse himself, Walt Disney.
Walt Disney, huh?
Yeah,
like a 3-touchdown game or something.
Yeah, that, you know what I'm saying? But it's not to say that Lockett ain't gonna pile up a bunch of targets, maybe get some touches in the backfield because, you know what I'm saying, because of the Carson thing. I can throw a bunch of scenarios, but also because he only takes one big one, and he could probably get even 2.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely going to have a good game. I just don't think he'll have the crazy volume he's had the last 2 weeks. I think the volume's going to take a dip because they're just going to I think they're going to win the game. They'll be in control of it. The game script to me says Seattle kind of.
I think it's going to be a shoot. I think there's mad shootout potential in this.
You think so? Huh? You think Kyler shows up?
Because that secondary in Seattle is also terrible too.
Yeah, but Kyler Murray is a rookie quarterback, and he showed it last week.
Yeah, I don't know. It was almost like
be a rookie, and not be able to really.
I don't know. I don't know what happened to him last week. He was just like, sack me. He was like, oh, I'm mobile. Oh, I'm a mobile quarterback. Hold my beer. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'll show you.
You got OBJ ranked 10th this week. It's 4 spots lower than the other rank.
Yep. He's gonna.
What's up?
Because he's gonna have to deal with whether he's being manned up by Talib or whether he's being manned up by Peters. They're always going to keep a safety to just switch him over. He's going to get a lot of he's going to get a lot of single coverage looks, and then as soon as that ball gets snapped, they're going to move one of the safeties to go help. So because he's the one that they need to shut down, and I think Baker is not going to know what the fuck to do, and that's scary. I'm worried about him. Plus, Aaron Donald is going to be destroying that banged up line. That line is bad right now in Cleveland.
Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
They're not playing the Rams.
They're not playing. Oh, my bad. I'm thinking last week. My bad.
Yeah, you were. No, they're playing Baltimore, though.
Oh, my God. I had that all wrong. Okay, that's still the same scenario. Jimmy Smith.
Tripping out.
Whether it's Jimmy Smith. Oh, yeah, I know. I told you I'm fried. Whether this is why I need you here, Goo. Whether it's a Jimmy Smith. I'm sorry. Same analysis. Whether it's a Jimmy Smith on him or it's a fucking a Humphreys on him, you're going to have Earl Thomas keeping an eye on him, playing that single high like he does. You know what I'm saying? You got a phenomenal pass rush for the whole gang up there against it's divisional. OBJ is probably the one guy they're gonna key in on, and but he same thing like him. He's a phenomenal route runner. He's you know what I mean?
Baker's struggling over there too, so I can see that. I'm not mad at dipping him a little bit. Mike Evans went wild last week, and he can't even crack the top 10.
So
this week.
he's the guy. When I was looking at remembering my list where you had OBJ, and because I had Mike Evans immediately after him, correct?
Yes, you did.
Yes, okay.
No. You have him 14th.
Okay. That's right. He's out of the top 10. Okay, but see, now just rewind. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing. He's gonna have the likes of Talib on him, or he's gonna have the likes of Marcus Peters on him. And Talib is probably the guy that will stick to him, especially if it's working early. They'll just have him follow him around. Because you also have a Chris Godwin, you know what I'm saying, in the slot, you know what I'm saying, and Peters, he's been known to move in the slot too. In his days with KC, when they used to try to move Cooper away from him into the slot, he would just follow him. So, it's going to be interesting. I like those matchups on the field because Mike Evans is coming off a big game, and it was a good showing. Really, Mike Evans is legit, if you ask me. But it's more so that Jameis finally showed up, and I
think he can beat that ranking this week and crack the top 10. After coming off that big week, parlay that. I'm finding the first discrepancy of the day. You have Mike Williams, Christian Kirk 17, Mike Williams 18. Those guys are ranked Kirk 25th, and Mike Williams 31st, and you got him upside in the top 20. I need you to explain yourself here because you know how I feel about Mike Williams. If you've listened before.
Yeah, you said fuck his life.
Yeah, well, because this can be the Travis Benjamin game. I can easily see Travis Benjamin just catching the long one that we're expecting Mike Williams.
Man, I was wrong about giving too much respect to Xavier Howard covering Cooper last week. Amari Cooper, the pooper scooper. But this week, Mike Williams. He's a way more dominant physically type of receiver than Amari Cooper. And I think he can he can box out Xavier Howard and catch a bunch of contested balls.
Do you think Miami makes somewhat of a game of this or something?
You can.
A blowout?
If you've noticed.
Everyone's expecting the blowout, right?
I did kind of have Drake a little high, or at least just even ranked, period, right? And because you can, because you can run on the Chargers. This is possible, and man, they just there is the one intangible you have to worry about is that in South Beach they be pulling off some shit again. They pull off upsets. I'm not saying they're gonna pull off the upset by any means. I'm just saying You know what I mean? But to answer your question, no, I don't think they can.
Fair enough. Yeah, because I don't know. Mike Williams, that's a risky play to be that confident on. You might be right, though. There is upside in that matchup for sure. I'm worried. You put the Scottish lad at a 16th ranking.
Oh, the Scottish lad.
8 spots higher than the ECR has him.
Oh, the laddie.
I need you to explain yourself, laddie.
I might have been drinking a gang of what do they drink? Scotch? Because do they drink whiskey like the Irishmen?
Whiskey, right? Whiskey.
Well, I was definitely off some good
You were drinking the whiskey?
Jameson. Mm-hmm. But I'm still not disagreeing with where I have him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's gonna be playing against the Giants. Woo! Did you see?
Yeah, I like you bumping him up. You know, we're in a.
Woo! Do you see what everyone's doing week in and week out? Sunday to Sunday against these Giants.
He's their most reliable option for sure. So I'm not mad at you. Calvin Ridley, man. Yeah, I think he was on the injury report. Had a bad week last week.
Yeah.
Would you start him this week as a wide receiver 2 or even a flex?
Yeah, I would flex him. I mean, I depending on the injury, obviously, because I'm not versed in that. What happened? Because I didn't have him on the injury report this week. Is it something in practice, like, you know, specifically?
Calvin Ridley or Miles Sanders? If you have to flex one.
I would go with Ridley.
Okay, yeah. I like that. Fair enough.
But
okay, let's see.
But also that's kind of maybe that's kind of bad because that's kind of a bad choices to give me because Sanders plays on the Thursday. It's more so like I'd play anyone over Ridley in the flex. Obviously, if Ridley is not a go, you have to monitor his status.
Fair enough. Let's see here. The Gazelle, you got him up at 25th, 4 spots higher. Excuse me. What do you think about his matchup? Is he going to have some yardage this game, or is it just going to be
he'll get
short shit?
I think he'll be. I mean, they do. They target him in the red, but the person they target the most in the red is your boy Waller the Baller. And I have him I have him as a WR2, a low end WR2, right? And that's where my ranking has him. And it's solely because he's gonna get the volume as a number 1, as he should. I don't think he's dropped lower than 7 targets a game yet. I mean, you could fact check me on that one, but I know he hasn't dropped lower than no fucking 7 targets, except for the game he got hurt.
Josh Gordon got 11 targets last week. I was off him when AB was there. I think AB out now. They're all going to get a lot of targets over there. 27th is his ECR ranking. You got him down to 30th. I think you can plug him out there. He's gonna start producing at a high rate. I don't know if Philip Dorsett.
This is what trips me out. Is I'm wondering who Tre'Davious White is gonna monitor. Is he gonna cover Philip Dorsett? Because last week,
you got Edelman too, who might not even play in this game.
But still though, Tre'Davious White, he was delegated to John Ross last week. And so if you want to look at personnel wise with New England, that would be Philip Dorsett. And then they'll give the double coverage love to Josh Gordon, and he's so beastie. Like, bro, he's looking really good. He's getting better, looking better every week. Right now,
so I think that matchup still it's gonna be tough pickings, and they're gonna throw it a lot over there. So I mean, I'm saying plug Josh Gordon, especially if Julian Edelman's out. Even if Tre'Davious White is all over him, every single play he's gonna get 10 to 15 targets.
Here's one thing you want to know.
He's gonna produce for you.
I wanted to have him in the top 20, but he's outside of it because he's dealing with some kind of finger.
Is he now?
Yeah, but it's a little concerning because when I watched the recap, you know, the condensed version of that game, they still found time to include little clips of him. Oh, Josh Gordon's walking off the field. You know what I mean? Like, he left the game a couple times, but he always returned. Still.
Yeah, not too worried about him.
Okay, I like that dude.
You're down on everyone seemingly. He's just trending in the wrong way. Stephon Diggs, 29th ranked DCR.
Volume.
36.
Volume and lack thereof it.
It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad what's happening to him. No one saw that coming, I guess.
I would say hope for a big Diggs game and move him because a lot of people a lot of fantasy owners, they'll just look at a player and where the capital was in the draft, right? So Diggs is the type of player who carries high draft capital. So if you're a Diggs owner and you're disgruntled, hope for a big game, move him fast, let someone else deal with that headache.
Two guys that are not headaches are Demarcus Robinson and Mecole Hardman, who you have ranked outside the top 25. Well, 27 and 22. Demarcus Robinson, 22.
It's
way higher than the ECR has both of those. Those guys are 34th and 37th, respectively. We both are in agreement there.
I have Hardman higher. I have Hardman higher
Robinson at 22 and Hardman at 27.
They're supposed. Oh,
for real? Accountable there.
No, my bad. It's supposed to be Hardman higher.
Yeah, well, that's not what was sent to me. So we'll talk about that off the air.
Well, you know what?
But either way,
this is why we do this show, though. This is why we do this show. We do this show to discuss players that start, sit, or flex, and we go through my rankings, and then this is why we go through them so I can shuffle guys around. I'm supposed to have Hardman higher. I was about to give you my whole Hardman take. That's why I was shocked that I might have.
Go for it.
Okay.
Don't make it hard, man. Just
all right.
give the take.
Robinson's gonna stay on the outside. Hardman gets moved in and out of the slot. I mean, from outside to the slot, and so does Sammy Watkins. Robinson, like 90% of the time, he's on the outside, and he's gonna draw Slay because of it. So, and it's also kind of like the better Rams, where like there's three options there, and it's kind of like it's gonna be two of them might be good and one might miss out on the party, and it's kind of hard to predict. You know what I mean? But that's you get what I'm saying?
Fair enough. So all right, I'm looking now. We're at the bottom party ranking, 30 through 40. Anybody that you got like Dorsett, Calvin Ridley down there, Valdez Scantling, you plugging him out there Thursday? You riding that hot hand?
I would definitely. It's just also going to be one of those things where I think like Devontae Adams is just going to be like bruh, and then Rodgers is going to see him from 3 miles away with them big ass gigantic eyeballs, and he's going to go mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like this is one of those bounce back Devontae Adams games, and I think MVS will draw more attention than he normally would because of the fact that he's been the one showing out and getting more targets.
I can see that prime time when the lights come on. You know what I mean? They want to shine.
Go to your best guy.
Your boy
downtown John Brown. He's gonna be Stephon Gilmore this week, and that's enough said. He's gonna be Stephon Gilmore.
You think the Patriots just shut their shit down this week or what? The Stallion is
I think they're gonna give him everything short, and if they allow John Brown to just run more routes and not just them burner routes like they did for him last week, you know what I'm saying? Then I could change my tune, but it's one or two ways. They either put the McCourty twins on him, or you know what I mean. So or it's Stephon Gilmore, who I think right now has got to be the number one corner in the game right now.
That's funny. I heard Ryan Clark say that earlier.
For real? I don't like Ryan Clark. I don't even know who that is, to be honest. I don't even know who that is, to be honest. I just hate it when people have a take and you know what I'm saying? And it's like mine's like, yeah, fuck that guy.
It was a weak take, you know what I mean? But anyway.
Hey, the numbers don't lie. The numbers don't lie. I think he's only let up like 3 or 4 receptions this year. If that. I should be knowing my shit like that to call him the best corner right now. I should know how many receptions he gave up, but I know it's less than 5.
Fair enough.
It's pretty gangster.
So now we're looking at some dark throw receivers that you might want to, if you need to. Nelson Aguilar, you can throw him out there. DJ Shark. John Ross,
I heard someone say a cool nickname. The Chark Knight.
The Shark Knight?
The Chark Knight.
You can go a lot of ways with that name. Jarvis Landry's ranked pretty low. You might be able to start with him. Preston Williams. See a lot of volume there. I like that play. Outside of that,
good call.
You're in big trouble if you're going down this list that far. Kenny Stills might catch a long one. Who knows? But outside of that wraps it up on receivers. Not much more to get to there. We're looking at the quarterbacks now, man. What outside of the top 12 guy would you throw out there?
Streaming wise,
you're gonna be risky matchup.
Okay. I don't know where they got him, and I don't care. But the sensational 6th pick overall, Daniel fucking Jones. Danny Dimes himself. Dropping dimes like a snitch all over the Redskins.
Has him ranked as a starter. They have him ranked 11. They got Carson
Word.
Wentz like 13th, Stafford down there, Jameis, Dalton, Baker down there. Are there any guys down there that I like Daniel Jones too this week. He's a starter for sure. You got a weak quarterback.
Check this out, bro. Is it safe to say in single quarterback league, Jared Goff is a streamer? Because then I would stream him. Is that disrespect?
Yeah, that's not crazy. At least owned in most leagues. You might be out there in another league where people are
just done with him.
Just one maybe. But yeah, Goff's kind of fringy.
It's the matchup.
Daniel Jones. Goff or Daniel Jones.
I would go Danny Dimes because there is no real run game there that we know of, and you could run on the Redskins and throw on them. So Daniel Jones might even get some Danny Wheels action on the ground.
Daniel Jones or Kyler Murray?
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones or Tom Brady?
Daniel Jones.
Oh, you committed. All right.
Tom Brady, they're going to win this game by crook or hook. Whether it's off the foot of what's his name? Goskowski?
Yep.
You know what I mean? And because I like this game to be the under. Am I crazy?
A little bit. I think the Patriots have set them on fire. They're going to put up.
Who have they played?
25 plus.
What defense have they played? And now they're going and they're playing one of the top 3 defenses right now.
Yeah, we'll see. But it should be a good game. Buffalo's 3-0. I mean, they're gonna make a game out of it. I like.
Is it safe to say someone's leaving?
Especially if that's going to be a tight game. You might be able to stream him as a tight end as well. Let's see. They got Carson Wentz as a fringe starter, basically 13th. What do you think about that?
Green Bay is man. Mike Penton got that defense. Look, do you remember Mike Penton in the Rex Ryan era of the Jets? Right.
I remember him from the Browns. That's it.
Okay. So, well, yeah. Okay. Even then, you know what I'm saying? He knew how to gather personnel. Remember, he brought over Goldston, or not Goldston. Who was one of our safeties from the Niners that back then in the heyday, in the Who Got It Better Than Us days? One of
talking about Deshaun Golson?
No, Deshaun Golson went to the Redskins after us. Was it Hittner? Hittner.
Yeah.
Dante Whitner went to the. Remember, he just has a thing. He collects great personnel, and in this case, when he went to Green Bay, he did that in his last offseason. He brought over the Smith linebackers. Remember, there's 2 different Smiths. I can't remember their name right now. One came from Baltimore. The other one came from. I'm not gonna spend too much time or have you pull that up. Either way, dog, this defense is fucking phenomenal. They have the most pressures right now after 3 weeks. Most QB pressures.
Yeah.
But
Sean Jackson's been ruled out too. That's for sure.
But here's the thing. That I still have respect for that offensive line in Philly. That line is good still. You know what I mean? But it is not a funnel defense, that Green Bay Packer defense. It's good back in their secondary, and it's great up front.
All right, so basically we'll put a ball on quarterback. A couple of guys ranked below that I think are going to be able to produce in their matchups. Kyle Allen, I think he's going to produce again.
Shout out to Kyle Allen.
Against the Giants. I think you can roll him out there. Derek Carr, man, against the Colts. They're going to be putting some points in that game. So they're each going to score 3 touchdowns. Not mad at some Derek Carr either.
I'm going to hold you to that.
You can hold me to that. I will pay the fine if I don't live up to that. I've been wrong before. I may need some holy water splashed on me. You know that. Tight end.
Shout out to the Reverend Dr. Leroy Gibbons. What's his name? Riggins. Jenkins.
Leroy Riggins Jenkins. There's no tight ends outside of the top 12 that I really.
Well,
excited. They're all touchdown dart throws, like Jared Cook, Jason Witten, Jimmy Graham, Doyle.
Everybody,
Everett,
even
Weeks.
how about this? I got one.
Jordan Atkins, Dawson Knox,
And what's his name? Somebody just got traded to Pittsburgh today. Nick Vanette from Seattle.
Yeah, but
Got
he's
traded
not.
to
He's not
Pittsburgh.
going to get in the game this week.
If Vance McDonald doesn't play, might be able to. If you're
Okay,
desperate.
maybe. How
You know
about
what I mean? I don't
how
know.
about this?
Desperation down
How
there.
about this? This is going to be really ugly. How about Trey Burton?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's all.
He's getting
it's all a
targets.
dart throw. Why not?
He's getting targets. He's running more routes than he is when
He'll
he's
be like
than
3
he's
for
blocking.
38. He'll need a touchdown.
And
Touchdown
he's
dart
not
throw.
quite Waller the baller, right? But
He's top 5.
hey,
He's top 5.
Waller the baller just got in Minnesota's ass. He was the one shining spot on the Oakland offense that week. I mean, I'm just saying.
That is true. So we'll see.
Last year,
It was a catch-up game, though.
Last year, Trey Burton
Burton.
kind of ate on them 2 times last season too.
Okay, I like that call. I'm not there.
But my tight end start of the week, has brought you classics like Fantasia. He's brought you classics like Bambi and Beauty and the Beast. But now he plays tight end for the Seattle Seahawks. Walt Disney himself. Fire him up.
That's the dream matchup at Arizona.
Fire him up.
He's ranked 7th. If you got him, you're playing him. Unless you got a better option, you might just pick him up. So, all right, yeah, that's it. Tight ends a week. You're in trouble if you're outside of those top 8 guys. So OJ Howard, not.
Yeah, you know what? I'm glad I switched. I switched my dart throw to Trey Burton.
I like that.
I got
like
off the
that.
OJ Howard real fast. Anyways,
I think that's it, brother.
I think that wraps it up. All these rankings and all our shit that you'll be able to call us out on will be posted on the GMM Network Instagram. That's at the GMM Network. Follow us, like and subscribe. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave us a comment. Anything you want to close out with?
Quiet today. The Jamaicans was quiet. Well, man, what happened?
Well, you know, they're doing bad in fantasy, so there's really listening in this week. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to the Jamaicans.
Hey, good shit, my brother. Until we meet again.
I'll see you in the killing fields, Goo.